Here's NVIDIA. Do you want to buy it? Is this a buy signal? Okay. Anybody want to sell it? Would you like to sell it? Maybe in the dip. Yeah, but how do you know where the dip is, Toodles? Where's the dip? How do you know where the dip is? The correct answer is, well, it depends. I might consider buying NVIDIA if the overall market weather was bullish. I'm not going to take a bullish trade on a market that's bearish. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you another question. Do you want to short it? Would you like to short NVIDIA? Depends. If the market is bearish and I have confirmation on the chart. I don't have confirmation on the chart. In fact, if anything, it's still leaning bullish. I mean, not leaning, but from a technical standpoint on the daily chart, it gapped up and it's holding the gap. And you got a series of higher highs and higher lows. So how can I short something that, the RSI is over 50%, momentum is up, it gapped up, and it's holding the gap for now. Yeah, T.O. Carter agreed. If it breaks back below the gap here initially, it maybe could set up for a short. But really the answer to the question is, if the markets are neutral and are not confirming one way or the other overall in terms of yields, the dollar, the VIX, the Russell, gold, some of our compass stocks, if we don't really have a direction, then there is no trade to be had. Now, can you find a trade somewhere in the markets to trade? I'm sure you could, but it would be a crapshoot. It would be a 50-50 ball. And that's not what we do here. So what I've been teaching for 5 years is that we read the overall market weather report. This just happens to be one look of it. There are many looks. We actually have a market weather report indicator. But we look at the overall market condition and see is there a setup for a trade one way or the other. If there is, what's the narrative? The narrative is, well, if it does this, then that. Okay, if that happens, then I'm going to look at the setup on an individual stock. This is overall market setup. Market setup. Looking at the dollar, looking at the yields, looking at the VIX. Narrative creates the if-then. Well, you know what? If the yields drop lower, if the dollar can find some footing and go higher, if NVIDIA can get past its daily 50, if Apple can break above its 20, if the VIX drops back below 23, if then I will look at bullish setups, but I don't even know what they are until the market has turned bullish. Then I can take a look at the big cap stocks. Does it make sense for me to trade the big cap stocks up, down, sideways, whatever? I don't know. Let's look at the semiconductors. What markets are being effective? Are there yield sensitive trades? Are there dollar sensitive trades? Are there VIX sensitive trades? Those are the main 3 that we like to trade. VIX sensitive trades would be big cap, the mega cap stocks, tech stocks. Yield sensitive trades would be trades in building, the XHB, the IYR. You could also look at high yield, high dividend stocks, because if the bond yields are going down, that's typically when high dividend stocks take over. Why would you want to have your money in bonds when the dividends will pay you more, right? Back and forth. If it's a dollar-sensitive trade, do we want to look at gold? Do we want to look at silver and the metals? Do we want to look at consumer staples? And then the setup for the trade has to have a setup that's actually confirmed. Once you do that, then you can put in a certain allocation, decide whether to add, determine your exit plan, your target, your overall trading strategy. This is the methodology for trading.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.